Hi students, welcome back. I hope you had a restful spring break. We are now in week 10 of the course. You have 3 major assignments going on this week, so I'm going to go over each one. Before I do that, before you went on break, you should have posted your Flipgrid video pitch for your business proposal project. It's a very short video that you were supposed to do. It's individual. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you do. I think most of you have, so I wouldn't worry about it, but just double check. So this week you're going to be looking back at those Flipgrid videos and you're going to be writing a bad news letter. So you're going to go back to Flipgrid and pick a few of the videos, not members of your group, but other students, and then you're going to be writing them a bad news letter, basically a rejection of their pitch. So make sure you watch it carefully and kind of take notes on what they talk about, because you want to tell them why you're rejecting them, but you don't want to get too specific, but think about a reason after watching it, like whether it was the idea doesn't seem like it will catch, or if you don't think that the investment is a good one because maybe the the amount of money you're going to get back from them or the percentage isn't enough for you, or whatever it might be, right? So you want to have like a clear idea of why you're rejecting them, right? You also want to make sure that you maintain goodwill though, because you want to keep conversation open in case they do have a good idea at some point that you do want to invest in. So basically you want to separate it into like a thanks paragraph, and then no thank you, and be clear and direct, and then wish them well, and then invite them to come back to pitch to you in the future with a different idea, right? And again, be like kind of remorseful and encouraging. It'll be about 1 page. It doesn't have to be super long. And I have a example here for you to look at. So you want to have the date, your name and address, not your personal one, but you can make one up. And then the address of the company, address them. And then obviously the paragraphs of like, hi, we're not going to, thank you for trying, but we're not going to invest in you. Here's why. And then best wishes, right? And then your signature at the end. You can spiff this up too if you want, but so basically that is what you're doing there. Okay. And then you're going to be posting that Friday before midnight. Make sure it's a PDF. And then you're also going to be writing a memo on your teamwork experience. This is both an individual and group kind of reflection. So you're going to be talking about yourself as a group member and then your group as a whole. Here is a template for it. So basically you can just fill this out and then you're going to save it as a PDF. So my name would be here, your name would be there, the title, and then the date. And then you're going to want to delete, this and all of the questions, but you can keep the numbers here, or you can do different bullet points, whatever you want. But make sure that there are headers and the sections are, obviously separated, and you want to make sure you do all 5 questions. Okay. And so there's that. And I also posted an example so you could see what it should look like. And as you can see, it looks very professional. There's headers, there's separation, and there's just enough information that I got an idea of what was going on in the group. Okay, so that's how that should look. That is also due Friday before midnight. The other big thing you're doing this week is resumes. So you want to check out this page thoroughly. There's the chapter in the book there. And then there's this really cool infographic. I'm going to just show it to you really quick. So really when you're like writing a resume, there's 2 different types of resumes. There's the chronological. This is really for people that have a lot of employment history. And then there's functional. And this is the one that most students do because they don't have as much employment history. They have more of like, school projects and like classwork, maybe volunteering, maybe student organization involvement, stuff like that. So most of you will probably be doing a functional one. There is some basic stuff you always need: contact information, educational background, and work experience. Always make it clear that you are in the process of finishing a degree. Don't say that you have the degree yet until you get it. So you want to put the anticipated graduation date down somewhere, just so that they don't think you're lying about having the degree when you don't yet. So make sure you do that. The resume should be able to be read in about 4 minutes or less, sometimes even 3 minutes or less. So you want to be specific to the point. And then here's some examples of things you want how to format it, but also what to have in it. Basically, you want a lot of white space. You want to use, bullet points, lists, headers, and just make sure that everything is very clear and to the point. Also, like, don't underemphasize your soft skills. So soft skills are things like, teamwork, multitasking, time management, creativity, like all that kind of stuff is really important. And you want to highlight that, especially as a student. And when you're thinking about your experience, if you don't have much work experience, think about what you've been doing in your classes. Like, the business proposal idea is like a very formal project that you could put on there, like, that you did this in spring 2022. Or think about your other classes and any kind of big group projects or formal presentations. Those are also things you can highlight in your resume if you don't have a lot of work experience. Okay, so feel free to pull from those things. There's also some examples here, and again, keeping in mind lots of white space, bullet points, headers. You can spiff it up with some color, but to the point. So those are some examples. Another thing is there's this LinkedIn course. I found this really helpful. You can't do the whole course, but like there's tons of little videos on the sides here that you can watch, and I found them to be very, very helpful. So please feel free to utilize that. Before you turn in your formal resume, you're going to be doing peer review. So this will be right here, and you'll basically be adding your discussion topic and putting your resume here. And then, so Tuesday before midnight, so the 29th, I want you to post your draft of your resume here. And then before Friday at midnight, I want you to review at least 2 peers. You can do more if you want. And basically following these 5 kind of questions that I posted here. So answering those 5 questions, you can add more if you want, but these are kind of the 5 basic things I want you to look at as a reviewer. So post your draft Tuesday before midnight, and then review a peer on Friday before midnight. Okay. And then next Tuesday before midnight, you're going to be posting your official resume. And just look at these kinds of the requirements that I want you to do. So make sure it doesn't exceed 1 page, make sure it's a PDF, make sure that it looks clean and has minimal mistakes, if none, that there's formatting and I can easily read it, there's headers, there's bullet points, things like that, and then it's updated. Okay, and then you'll be posting that next Tuesday before midnight. And that's basically it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out, all right.